Welcome to WebPage, a smart platform that helps you turn data and ideas into real, working web applications. In this video, we'll walk through all 25 main widgets in a simple, clear way,
so you can understand what each one does and how it fits into your page.
Whether you're creating forms, handling data, or building interactive screens, these widgets are the tools that make everything work smoothly.
Let's dive in and make WebPage easier to master.
Let's begin by creating our new interactive web page. I'll name this page Agree Term Page and add a short description, interactive terms and conditions. Now I'll upload the background image. Once the page is created, we're ready to add our widgets. We'll start by placing the first two widgets. On the left side, I'm adding a Checkbox Widget. I'll name it CHK Terms and give it a widget title, Accept Terms and Conditions. Next, I'll place the Display widget to the right of the checkbox. This will serve as the label text. I'll name it LBL Terms and set its title to Terms. Click the upload icon to upload your page to the cloud. We'll move to the browser and continue the process from the cloud interface. After uploading the page from the iPad, we'll switch to the Cloud Designer. The first step is to refresh the page so the newly uploaded web page appears in the list. Next, I'll open the Designer. On the left side, you'll see all the widget properties, and on the right is the live preview of the page. Any change made on the left instantly updates on the right as soon as we tab out of the field. For the Display widget, I'll add the default value. In this case, I agree. This is the text the user will read when viewing the page. Once the widget settings are updated, I'll move into data entry mode. Here in data entry, you can see the default text, I agree, appearing correctly. The key field is what allows this page to save, load, and delete data from the database. And as you can see, all actions work exactly as expected. The data saves successfully, loads on command, and deletes without any issues.
So that completes our first widgets, Checkbox and Display. Now let's move forward and explore the next widgets that help your page become more interactive and powerful.
So let's create and test our Barcode Widget. We already have a page ready, so we'll directly start adding the widget to proceed. Now let's make the Barcode Widget. I'll add the widget name as Widget Barcode and the title as Product Barcode Scan. Now I'm selecting the Barcode Widget from the widget list. I'll adjust the size and position so it appears cleanly aligned when we open it on the cloud side. We've successfully created the Barcode Widget as well. Now let's upload it to the cloud, and while uploading, click on Replace. This updates the existing cloud page automatically instead of creating a duplicate. Let's move to the cloud and see how it appears on the preview side. Just refresh your page once to make sure our Barcode Widget has been updated successfully. The Display widget works as a read-only label. Updating its default value instantly updates the preview. Right now, I'm adding a default text, Scan, to see the barcode. Now let's see the Barcode Widget in data entry mode. Here, we can save, load, and delete the barcode value without any errors. These actions help manage barcode data in the database. WebPage supports a wide range of barcode formats, from simple numeric barcodes to common product and inventory codes, and even advanced two-dimensional barcodes like QR-style formats. Each barcode you see here is generated automatically based on the value stored in the cloud database. There's no manual setup, no special configuration, and no extra steps required. Simply enter or update the data, and the correct barcode is created instantly, ready to display, scan, and use anywhere. Now, let's create a Barcode Entry widget. The Barcode Entry widget allows users to enter a value, which is instantly transformed into a barcode in real time. When the save action is used, the entered value is securely stored in the cloud database. Once the widget is configured, click the Upload button to upload this page to the cloud. After uploading, make sure to refresh the cloud page list so the newly uploaded widget becomes visible. Now, let's add a default value so we can immediately see the result in the live preview on the right side. As you enter a value, notice how the barcode is generated instantly in real time. On the right side of the preview, you can see the QR barcode appearing correctly as the value is entered. The value entered by the user can be saved to the cloud database and later retrieved using the load action. Both barcode display widgets and barcode entry widgets can be scanned directly from the screen or from a printed copy. WebPage supports multiple barcode formats, making it easy to display, scan, and manage barcode data, all without any extra configuration.
Next up is the text widget. It is the most essential tool for capturing alphanumeric data, such as customer names or short titles.
First, I'll add a new widget and select Text from the list. I'll name it Customer Name. This widget allows users to enter standard alphanumeric data. Once configured, I'll simply upload the page to the cloud. Now, let's move to the Web Page Designer in Cloud or Browser. I select our new text widget. In WebPage, at least one widget must be a key to save data to the database. Let's test it in data entry mode. I'll type a name, for example, Ali, and click Save. You can see the Save Completed message. And then Load. The system instantly retrieves Ali from the database. Finally, the Delete button permanently removes this record from the cloud storage.
Now, let's explore the integer widget. This input type enforces data accuracy by only accepting whole numbers, perfect for logging quantities.
Let's create an integer widget. I'll click Add Widget and select Integer, then give it the title Quantity to track our stock. Since this field requires whole numbers only, the integer widget is the ideal choice. I'll save and upload the changes. Next, in Designer mode, I'll set the widget as Key1 so the data can be saved properly. In the Properties, I'll define a minimum value of 10 and a maximum value of 40. This creates a validation rule that prevents incorrect entries. Now let's test it. If I try to enter text such as A, B, C, the widget blocks the input or displays an error, ensuring that only numbers are accepted. When I enter a valid number like 40, which falls within the defined range, and click Save, the data is stored successfully.
Moving on to the decimal widget. While integers are for whole numbers, the decimal widget handles precise values with fractions, ideal for recording weights, lengths, or scientific data.
I'll add a new widget, select Decimal, and name it Weight. Once that's done, I'll upload the page to the cloud. While the integer widget handles whole numbers, the decimal widget is perfect for precise values like weights, currency, or measurements. In the Designer, to demonstrate validation, I'll set a minimum of 10.0 and a maximum of 40.0 in the Properties. This ensures users can only enter valid measurements within our specified range. Now let's test it. First, I'll try to enter text like ABC. As you can see, the system rejects it immediately with an error. Next, I'll enter a valid decimal value, 20.4. I click Save, and the data is successfully stored.
Next is the currency widget. Designed for financial data, it automatically formats your input with the correct currency symbol based on your region settings.
I'll add a new widget and select Currency. I will name this Price to track product costs. This widget is smart. It takes a standard number and formats it as money. I'll save and upload it to the cloud. Now for the testing phase. I'll enter a value like 905 and click Save. Notice that you can see clearly a $sign with the numbers I wrote. The system understands it as currency.
Next up is the Revision widget. While similar to a text field, this widget is specifically designated for tracking version control, such as Revision A or version 1.0.
A revision widget cannot be a primary key. We will have a text widget to act as our identifier. Then I'll add the revision widget and name it version code. I'll save and upload the page. In the designer mode, make sure text widget has been set as key 1. This is crucial for the database to save our record. The revision widget remains a standard field. Now let's enter the data. I'll type machine A. I click Save, and you can see the Save Completed message. When I click Load, the system retrieves exactly which revision is assigned to this part. I have already added a text widget labeled Event Date, followed by a Date widget. The Date widget includes a calendar picker, allowing users to easily select the date for their meeting or event. I'll save and upload the page. In the designer, I configure the Date widget by setting its default value to Date. Since the browser displays this field as static, this smart setting automatically captures the current system date as soon as the page loads. I then click Save. Next, in data entry, you'll notice that the event date is automatically populated with today's date. You can also change the date using the calendar if needed. I enter event date in the text field and click Save. The record is stored with the exact timestamp, and the load confirmation verifies that both the name and the date have been saved correctly.
I hope you're getting a clear idea of how useful these widgets are. We've already captured the date, but a date without time doesn't feel complete. To make our data more accurate, we now need to record the exact moment. That's where the time widget comes in. This widget allows us to log precise time, making it ideal for tracking things like shifts, deliveries, or any event where minutes matter. So now, let's move forward and explore this next interesting widget, the time widget.
I'll continue building our log. I'll add the time widget. This is crucial for tracking duration or specific deadlines. In the designer mode, for the time widget. Just like with the date widget, the browser displays this as a static value. To make data entry faster, I will set the default value to current time. This tells the system to automatically grab the current time the moment the page opens. Or, we can also update the time manually. Let's see it in action. In data entry, you'll notice the start time is already filled out with the exact current time. I'll enter the date and click Save. It's fast, accurate, and requires zero manual effort.
You have now mastered the art of capturing details manually, names, dates, and times. That is the core of any data entry system. But what if the system could do the work for you? Next up is the Counter widget. It's an automation tool that instantly generates unique ID numbers, like Ticket 1, ensuring no two records are ever the same.
Let's create something that requires no manual typing at all. I'll select the Counter widget and name it Ticket ID. This widget is perfect for automatically generating serial numbers, invoice IDs, or support ticket identifiers. I'll save and upload the page. Now, moving into designer mode. Unlike revision or date widgets, the Counter widget can be set as a primary key. Since we already have a text widget assigned as key 1, and the same key cannot be used for multiple widgets, I assign the Counter widget as key 2. This setup allows the system to automatically maintain uniqueness. I click Save. Now watch closely. In data entry, the counter field starts at 0. I enter a simple text value, such as A, and click Save. Instantly, the system assigns ticket ID number 1. With each new record, the counter automatically increments, ensuring a unique and consistent sequence every time.
Sometimes, a single line of text just isn't enough. Whether it's detailed feedback, site observations, or incident reports, you need more space. Next up is the Text Area widget. Unlike a standard text box, this allows users to type multiple lines freely, ensuring no detail is left behind.
Let's create the Text Area widget. While the standard text widget is best for short entries like names or titles, the Text Area widget is designed for longer, more detailed descriptions. I'll save and upload the page. Now, in designer mode, make sure the text widget is set as key 1. This allows us to name and identify our report. The Text Area widget will remain a standard input field. If you expect users to enter longer paragraphs, you can also adjust the height of the text area to provide more space. Next, in data entry, I enter a short title like Comments in the text field. In the text area, I add a detailed update, such as Site is clear and work in progress. I then click Save. The system stores both the short title and the detailed description, and the load confirmation verifies that the text was saved exactly as entered.
In any secure system, knowing who did the work is just as important as the work itself. Next is the Logon widget. It automatically stamps the record with the user ID of the person currently logged in, creating an instant audit trail without typing a name manually.
Let's create the Logon widget and name it Username. This widget automatically detects who is logged into the device. I'll save and replace it on our page. Now, in designer mode, make sure the text field is set as key 1. The Logon widget remains a standard field. There's no need to set a default value here, because the system automatically pulls this information from the user's login credentials. Next, take a look at the data entry screen. You'll notice that the username field is already populated with my username automatically. It can't be edited, which helps prevent tampering or fraud. I enter the task ID as ID1 and click Save. The record is now securely stored and permanently linked to my user account.
We know who performed the action thanks to the Logon widget. Now, we need to lock in exactly when it happened. Next is the Date Time widget. Unlike the simple date widget, this captures the precise moment, down to the minute and second, creating a tamper-proof timeline for your records.
I start by creating Date Time widget from the list, and titled as Created On. This widget is essential for tracking exactly when an order was placed or an incident occurred. I'll save and upload the page. In the designer, as always, make sure the text widget has been set as key 1. Now for the Date Time widget. To make it smart and automatic, I go to the properties and set the default value to current date time. This ensures that the moment the page loads, the exact time is captured automatically. I'll click Save. In data entry, I'll enter a reference ID like ref1. You can see the Created On field is already populated with today's date and the current time. If needed, I can click the field to open the picker and adjust the time sliders manually. I click Save, and the record is stored. Load confirms that the precise date and timestamp are saved in the cloud.
Now we are going to unlock the most fantastic widget in our toolkit. Imagine a page that doesn't just store data, but actually thinks and computes for you. With the help of this widget, you can perform instant mathematical calculations without ever touching a calculator. It is time for the Formula Widget. Let's automate the math.
For the Formula Widget, I need 4 components. First, a text widget for the item name. Next, for the quantity and price, I am using decimal widgets. Why decimal? Because it handles precise numbers and currencies perfectly without format conflicts. Finally, I add the Formula Widget and name it Total. This will be the brain of our operation. Let's program the math in the designer. I select the Formula Widget. It operates just like a calculator. I select my Price widget, which is decimal 2. Then I click the multiply operator. And then select the Quantity widget, which is decimal. The logic is set, price times quantity. I click Save to activate the automation. Let's see it in action. I enter the item, laptop. I input a price of 40,000 and a quantity of 3. Keep your eyes on the total field. Boom! 120,000 appears automatically. No manual typing, no errors. It just works. I click Save, and the executed data is securely stored. Load confirms that our calculation was processed successfully.
Keeping sensitive data separate from general information is crucial for professional reporting. Next is the Page Break widget. This smart widget allows you to split your page into distinct pages for printing, ensuring that private sections, like office use only, remain on a separate sheet.
I start by adding a text widget for the general My Name section. Now, to separate the confidential part, I insert the Page Break widget and title it Office Info. This creates a strict divider. Below the break, I add another text widget for the secret code. This field will technically be on page 2. In the designer, I set My Name as key 1. In data entry, I enter the name Hasib. And just to show the secret code field, I add the text clear in it. Now, let's see the page break in action. I click Print Preview. Look at this. Page 1 shows only the name. The secret code section has been automatically forced onto a new page. This is perfect for clean reporting.
What if your page could talk to the rest of the internet? Next is the Link Button widget. This widget places a direct link right inside your page. With just one click, users are instantly connected.
To set this up, I need two simple widgets. First, I create a text widget and name it Search Topic. Next, I add the Link Button widget. I will name it Open Google, so the user knows exactly what this button does. I'll save the page and upload it to the cloud. In the designer, I select the Link Button widget. To make it work, I go to the default value. Here, I type the full website address. This tells the system to launch this specific link when clicked. Let's test it in data entry. I simply click the Open Google button. Instantly, a new tab opens with Google ready to go. This allows me to verify information quickly without leaving my workflow. Simple, fast, and effective.
Typing the same options over and over on a page is slow and leads to spelling mistakes. Let's fix that. Next is the Combo Box widget. This creates a smart drop-down menu, allowing users to simply pick an option from a predefined list instead of typing it manually.
To set this up, I start by creating a standard text widget and title as customer name. Next, I add the Combo Box widget. I will use Select City. Instead of asking the user to type the city name, we will give them a list to choose from. I'll save the page and upload it. In the designer, make sure your text widget set as Key 1. Now, I select the Combo Box widget. We need to define the options. I look for the default values. Here, I type my options separated by commas. This tells the page exactly what to show in the dropdown. Let's see it in action on the data entry page. I enter the name. When I get to the city field, I don't need to type. I simply click the arrow, and my list appears. I select Los Angeles. It is fast, accurate, and ensures the data on the page is always consistent.
Text pages are old school. Sometimes you need to pinpoint exactly where a problem is.
Next is the ClickPoint widget. This allows users to tap directly on an image,
Like a map or a diagram, to mark a specific spot, capturing precise X and Y coordinates instantly.
I create a ClickPoint widget named Mark Spot. In the designer, I need a visual reference, so I click Choose Background Image and upload a workspace photo. Once the image loads, I click Upload to add it to the page. Then select the ClickPoint widget. Now, looking at the image, I want to identify the laptop brand. I move my cursor and click directly on the Apple logo. Instantly, a red marker appears, confirming that the system has accurately captured the X and Y coordinates of the click. I click Save, and the data is securely stored.
Sometimes you need a clear, single answer, like yes or no. Next is the Choice Widget. Unlike a drop-down list that hides options, this widget displays all choices on the screen, making it easy for users to pick exactly one option instantly.
For this example, I want to create a quick feedback page. First, I add a text widget titled Question. Then, I select the Choice widget. I will name it Experience. This will give the user a set of visible options to choose from. I'll save and upload. In the designer, make sure Text Widget is set as Key 1. Now I select the Choice widget. I need to define the answers. I go to the default values. I type excellent, good, poor, separated by commas. This will render as clickable buttons on the page. I click Save. Let's see the result in data entry. I enter the question, how was your experience with the Web Page Designer app? Below, I see my options laid out clearly. I can only select one. I click Excellent. It stays selected. This ensures a definitive answer for your data.
Data accuracy is key. Sometimes you need to ensure that a specific field matches an exact value, like a passcode or a confirmation code. Next is the Valid Value widget. This acts as a gatekeeper. It verifies the user's input against a preset rule and prevents the page from being saved unless the data is exactly right.
Finally, we need to secure our data. I add a text widget for user input and label it Enter PIN. Then, I add a Valid Value widget, which works as a validator to make sure only the correct data is accepted. In the designer, I select the Valid Value widget and define the allowed passcodes. In the default value field, I enter specific code. Now let's test it in data entry. First, I enter the wrong code 321 and click Save. The system immediately rejects it with a pattern not matched error. Then I enter the correct code 2407, exactly as defined, and it works perfectly because the data matches the rule. This shows how the Valid Value widget ensures 100% compliance. Now we are going to do Table Widget, which is the most complex widget. For this example, we created two widgets. The first widget is a text widget named Record ID 1. This widget will serve as our unique record identifier. The second widget is the Table widget, which appears here under the name Data View. The purpose of the Table widget is to display multiple saved database records associated with our page. At this stage, the layout is complete, and we now move to the browser configuration. Now on the browser side, the first important step is to define our key. Here, we have set the text widget as a key. This is extremely important because the key determines how records are stored and retrieved from the database. Without a proper key configuration, the table would not function correctly. Next, we configured the Load All action. It is important to understand the difference between load and load all. Load retrieves a single record based on the key value. Load All retrieves all related records and populates the table widget. This Load All action is what enables the table to display multiple entries. Now let's demonstrate how this works in practice. I will enter a value into the Record ID field and click Save. I will repeat this process for multiple records. At this point, we have saved multiple individual records into the database. When I now click Load All, the Table widget displays all saved entries associated with this page. This confirms that our key configuration and Load All action are functioning correctly. Now, we are going to configure a checkbox group widget. First, we created two individual checkbox widgets. The first one is CB1. And the second one is CB2. Each checkbox is a standard checkbox widget, and both are placed on the page. Next, we create a new widget and select the type as Checkbox Group. This widget does not appear visually on the page. It works in the background to control the behavior of the checkboxes. Now let's move to the browser side, Designer mode. In the default section of the checkbox group, we have selected both Checkbox 1 and Checkbox 2. By doing this, we are grouping them together. Now, once we save the page, these two checkboxes become mutually exclusive, meaning only one can be selected at a time. Now test it on the data entry side. Currently, both checkboxes are unchecked. Let me select CB1. As you can see, CB1 is now selected. Now when I select CB2, notice that CB1 automatically becomes unchecked. This confirms that the checkbox group is enforcing single selection behavior. Now I'll click Save to store this selection. Next, I'll click Clear to reset the page. And now, when I click Load, you can see that the previously selected checkbox is restored correctly. This confirms that the selection is saved and retrieved properly from the database. Now, let's implement the Timestamp widget. We are going to add a new widget and select the type as Timestamp. We name this widget Created Time. The Timestamp widget is used to automatically capture the system date and time when a record is saved. Unlike date or time widgets, the user does not manually enter any value here. Once the layout is complete, we upload the changes and move to the browser configuration. Now on the browser side, we open the designer. Here we select the Created Time widget. Notice that we are not setting any default value. The Timestamp widget automatically generates the date and time when the record is saved. Now let's test the functionality. Currently, the timestamp field is empty. I will enter a name in the key field and click Save. As you can see, the timestamp field is automatically populated with the current date and time. This confirms that the system is generating the timestamp at the moment of saving the record. Now let's move to one of the most powerful features in WebPage, text validation using regular expressions. Here, we are creating a standard text widget titled Serial Number. But instead of allowing any random input, we are going to strictly control what the user can enter. Now let's move to the designer mode. Here I'm selecting the text widget that we created earlier. Now instead of allowing users to enter anything freely, we want to control the format of the input. So on the right side, under Select Default Value, I'm choosing the Regular Expression option. In the Regular Expression field, I am entering the following pattern. Now let me explain in simple words what this means. The caret symbol at the beginning means the value must start from here. \D represents a digit, which means any number from 0 to 9. The curly braces with the number 4 mean that exactly 4 digits are required. And the $sign at the end means the value must end right there. So together, this rule enforces that the user must enter exactly 4 numbers. No letters, no extra digits, and no special characters. Now I'll save this configuration and move over to the data entry page to test how the validation works in real time. In the serial number field, I'll first enter 111. When I click the Save button, the system immediately shows an invalid format message for the serial number field. This happens because our rule requires exactly 4 digits. Next, I'll try entering ABC. Again, when I click Save, the system blocks the entry and shows the same invalid format message. That's because letters are not allowed under the regular expression we configured. Now let's enter a valid value, 1234. When I click Save this time, the record is accepted successfully because it perfectly matches the rule of exactly 4 numeric digits. This ensures that only properly formatted data is stored in the system, preventing incorrect or inconsistent entries. The powerful part about regular expressions is that they are completely customizable. We can adjust the pattern based on any business requirement.
Congratulations! You have just unlocked the full potential of the web page platform. We started with the basics like text and journeyed all the way to advanced with formulas, page break, and more. You now have every tool you need to leave paper forms behind and build smart and dynamic web pages. And the best news, the web page app has officially launched on the App Store and ready for you to download now. These widgets are just the building blocks. The real magic happens when you combine them to solve your challenges. The power to build is now in your hands. Start designing, start innovating, and turn your ideas into reality.